Good morning and welcome to the Fairy Coach Tarot channel. My name is Raquel. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here another day. And today is Sunday. And on Sundays, we have an interactive tarot looking at the energy forecast for the upcoming week. So we look at the beginning of the week, the middle of the week, and the end of the week. And today we have these three very lovely decks here that they are by the artist Chris N. That is an artist and a tarot deck creator. So we have her three decks here, and we have our three fairies. We have the pink, the blue, and the yellow. So pick the deck that calls you, and then, as I said, we were gonna look at the energy forecast for the week as well as the advice that Spirit gives us at this time. All right. So let's get started, and we begin by grounding, centering, and connecting with the breath. All right. So sit in a comfortable position. Right. Let's roll those shoulders back. Let's do it one more time. Roll those shoulders back. And now gently move the neck from side to side and front to back. All right, perfect. Now let's take a deep inhale in through the nose together. Hold and exhale. Gently elongating that exhale. All right, now that we are a little bit more centered and connected, let's choose a deck. Choose the deck that calls you right now. Ready? All right, let's begin with the pink fairy. All right, for those of you who have picked the pink fairy. All right, here you have this deck. Let's move the cards around a little bit. And now let's set the intention, all right? Please give us guidance, advice, and insight into our week. The beginning of the week, the middle of the week, and the end of the week. And we ask in love, in light, for our highest good. And so it is. All right, let's see the beginning of the week. Now the middle of the week. Also one card, straightforward. And the end of the week, towards the weekend. Also one card. All right. Let's see who answers our first call. And this is the Nine of Inspiration. And inspiration in this deck is Wands. And we have that Nine of Wands, right? And the Nine of Wands is that card that seems like the last push, right? It seems that things take effort. So what is the energy forecast for Monday or Tuesday, right? And what's the advice coming from this card? So it feels like the beginning of the week, Monday and Tuesday, feel like an effort, right? Like when someone is tired of pushing, tired of going through something, right? So there is that feeling of not seeing the end, or not seeing that which we want to manifest, or that we are trying to create in our life. But the Nine of Wands, this fire element, is letting you know actually that it's just the last push. So ask yourself this, because this is a question that the Nine of Wands asks you. What is this thing, or that right now is what you want the most? Remember, once that fire in the belly, that intention, what is it that you really want, right? And what is a little bit of effort that you can put at the beginning of this week towards that thing, because the energies say it's almost there, but it does require a little bit of effort on your part. All right. Now let's look at the middle of the week. And the middle of the week, now we change from wands to cups. This is the emotions. This is the three of emotions, the three of cups. And the three of cups is a lovely card about, it has that energy of the three of growth, but it also has cups. So it's more about this connection, right, with others, and that support from others to help us emotionally. Now, what do the energies say about Wednesday and Thursday, let's say the middle of the week? So it's more of, there is a more of an emotional energy. And the tarot is telling you, right now, being around people that offer support, being with people that make you feel joy, and being with others who you can feel help you through with whatever you're going through, right? So the middle of the week is more about finding support, and support in those who bring joy into your life, right? Is about not isolating. Maybe it is about celebrating something. Perhaps instead of that, it's just to have chats on the phone, to have like really deep chats, or to just spend time with people that have the same values, or that volunteer in the same place, or that like to learn the same things. So in the middle of the week, try to find that emotional support, right? And that will increase your vibration, right? That's what the card is telling you. So start thinking about, who's my support, or who do I feel good when I'm in their company, right? That elevates that vibration. And during the middle of the week, search for those people. What about the weekend, from Friday to Sunday? What's the energy then for you? Right? And we have materials, and now we're changing into pentacles, and we have the four, right? And fours are stability, right? And structure, pretty much the number four, that's the energy that it vibrates. But now this four of pentacles is about holding on to things that are important to you, and at the same time knowing when to let go and surrender, right? So the energy of this weekend, make sure that you identify what really is worth holding on to, and what needs to be surrendered to the universe, what really is not serving you. And there is much more energy spent trying to hold on to than actually surrendering. So it is time to let go when the weekend arrives. It's time to let go of some things, and it is time to hold on to the others that are worth it. So ask yourself, what is really draining me, my energy, and even my health, right? And what can I surrender to the universe? And on the other hand, what is truly important for me right now that I need to cherish and hold on to? All right, so quick recap. All right, we have three minor arcana this week, and the energies and the advice for this is start the beginning of the week being very intentional and putting efforts towards those things that are important to you. It's the last push, you're almost there, in order to manifest or create what you want. But you need to start thinking about putting a little bit of effort at the beginning of the week. Now, the middle of the week is about raising your vibration by being around people that bring you joy, right? Having emotional support, being around others, right? It doesn't mean you really need to just to speak about emotional stuff. Sometimes being around people that are doing things that you like and raise that vibration. And the weekend is all about surrendering and learning to know what to hold on to and what to let go of. All right. So this weekend, really ask yourself, what do I surrender to the universe because it's draining me? And what is important enough for me to cherish and to take care of it and hold on to? All right. I hope you enjoyed your reading. Please give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share this message. Remember, this is a general reading for the collective. take what resonates, let go of the rest. And if you want us to look more in depth at your particular situation, I offer those private sessions that can be done from anywhere, right? And we can do them by phone, video call, or even chat. And if you prefer, I also have pre-recorded readings. So go to my website and my Gumroad storefront. The links are on the description, or remember to reach out if you want more information on those. All right, let's go with the second deck, the blue one. I mean, the blue fairy, not the blue deck, although it does have some greenish blue right here. Here we go. For those of you who picked this one. All right, just put our fairy a little bit farther away. And now let's look at this deck. Let's set the intention again. Please give us guidance, advice, and insight into our week, the beginning of the week, the middle of the week, and the end of the week. And we ask in love, in light, for our highest good. And so it is. All right, the beginning of... Oops, settle. All right, so a lot of cards came out. I'm going to honor them as I always do. I honor everything. We're going to take these as the beginning of the week. And as a tarot reader, I just read the cards. If more than one comes, we read them all. So this will be the beginning of the week, this long message to tell us what energies and what advice is there for us. Now, please, they are jumpy today. Hold on. I feel like they are way too jumpy. Let's try again. All right. All right. One for the middle of the week. All right. Now the end of the week. Settle. And one for the end of the week. That's more likely, although we honor everything. So we'll put this and we'll start. So, the King of Wands, the Queen of Wands, then the Knight of Wands, three of them together, the Three of Wands, and Judgment. All right, so three of the Wands court cards came together, followed by the number 3 and then the Judgment card. Very interesting. So we have a lot of fire movement here, right? We have Wands, we have that fire. Now let's read it together. So the beginning of the week comes with a lot of that fire energy, right? And it is an energy that asks for that intention. So remember the one that fire in your belly as well as that magic one. So this is about making sure that you are manifesting with your thoughts, with your words, with your actions, right? With your emotions as well, right? And with your words. So just like the King of Wands, remember what are the elements for manifesting. Remember to see and feel things as if they are in the present. At the same time, right, that your words speak aligned to that which you want, right? And your entire vibration needs to be on the same frequency. Now, the Queen of Wands adds to this by remembering that it's not only having these elements of knowing how to vibrate, it's also believing that that which you want is possible. So confidence in yourself and confidence in the universe, in spirit, in God, to give you that, right? So we have you raising your vibration, being confident, right? And then taking the steps that you need to take towards that. So these three characters here are very important. One tells you, right, to manage the way you manifest, right? By being intentional with your thoughts, intentional with your words, right? Intentional with your emotions, right? And putting all that together with your actions. But the second character here, that Queen of Wands, tells you about confidence. And you need to be confident and passionate about what you want. So confident in that you deserve it, confident that you can attain it, and confident in that spirit will give it to you. And then last is being proactive, taking those actions and those steps forward intentionally. And what happens then? Then the future opens up. What you want opens and you start walking through this. It's the energy of a 3. 3 is growth, is creation. So when you have all of these aligned, what happens? It grows what you want, and it also creates manifest for you. Now, judgment. And judgment is an interesting card because it can mean different things. First, major arcana, major advice. But judgment also comes not only when we're being called to something, but also when there is an important judgment that we need to make, right? So here you have that you're aligning with what you're creating, with what you're manifesting, making it possible by following these steps. But judgment is asking you if what you are doing right now or up until moment is, or even in the past, is aligned. And is the reason why the judgment card is asking you this is so you can actually change any thoughts, behaviors, or anything that has not been in alignment until now. So the beginning of the week is all about working towards what you want and towards what you want to manifest in your life. What truly is important at this precise moment. And it's about having all the ingredients and being intentional with them. Second is about being confident, right? And third is taking the actions you can take on your part. So you do your part and the creator spirit meets you there, right? And then it is kind of, you're aligning all of this, growth starts to happen. Things start opening up for you. But you need to readjust. Readjust that anytime something comes up, really judge it by yourself. Am I aligning? Am I doing the right thing? Have I been doing the right thing until now? What can I shift? What can I change? So being very, very proactive in every sense, right? And also looking back at the past, or looking back at some things that you would have done different, but not in a way of judging yourself, but in a way of learning from that. Learning what has not helped you manifest in the past, learning what has not been serving you in the past, right? But a lot of movement at the beginning of the week. But it's all about, if a spirit was telling you all of this is happening, so what you truly want right now can come into manifestation, or the path can open up for you just like you want it. Now, what about the middle of the week? And here we have already the Ace of Swords, right? So the Ace of Swords changes things. So towards the middle of the week, it's all about the air element. But the Ace of Swords is such a go-getter card, right? It's telling you a new energy is coming in based on all of this. It's a new opportunity, but it's a new opportunity for what? For you to be assertive, for you to have this way to talk things into creation, to really talk about or say what is important to you, what you need to say, to assert yourself through communication, right? And to make sure that your thoughts are aligning with that communication, right? So think of the Ace of Swords as this wonderful card for your throat chakra, for you to be able to speak your truth, for you to be able to speak up, right? And to align your thoughts and your communication even more with what you're creating. And now, What about the end of the week? And here you will have the moon, major arcana, major advice. And what is the moon telling us about the energy towards the weekend, towards the end of the week? So the moon is another major arcana, that major advice, but it's an amplifier of energy, right? As I always tell you in real life and in the card, it's an amplifier of energy and an amplifier of telling you right now, whatever you're vibrating is bigger. But also the moon is telling you that you need to advance even if you don't see the entire path. So do not wait for the entire path to be defined for you towards where you're going for you to advance. All right? Keep walking your way. Keep doing the things you know you need to do. Here you have the Knight, in order to make the life of your dreams possible. Do not wait to have all the path clear for you. Take those steps, be assertive, and remember that it is important to check in with yourself as well to make sure that the moon card, this energy, is not amplifying what you don't want instead of what you want. All right, so we have a lot of cards in the table. So let's do a quick recap. The beginning of the week is all about intentionality towards manifestation, towards creating. Be very, very intentional in what you want, right? Use all those ingredients to really create what you want. You have that magic wand right now, but remember to be confident about it, to take actionable steps, and then to really be looking forward more than in the past. But the past may hold some lessons of what has not worked, what needs to be changed, or what needs to be shifted, right? And then the middle of the week is about being assertive, speaking up and speaking your truth. And the weekend is all about having that spotlight on your energy, right? So making sure we are vibrating in a good frequency, but also is a reminder that even if you don't have full clarity, even if you don't see the entire path, you need to keep taking those steps forward, right? The path will open up while you take steps. The more you take a step, the more it will illuminate for you. All right, so I hope you enjoyed your reading. Very interesting, because the beginning of the week for you has a lot of movement and a lot of passion energy, because it's a lot of ones here. All right, so give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share this message. And remember, this is a general reading for the collective, so take what resonates, let go of what doesn't, do not force anything. And if you want a personal reading, something that really digs into what you're going through, or that we can really look at it more in depth, I offer private tarot sessions that can be done either by phone, video call, or even chat, as well as pre-recorded readings. So reach out if you want information, or go to the link down in the description that you'll find the link to the website and the link to the storefront. And like this, you can either purchase or read more about it, or you can also contact me directly. All right, let's go now with the yellow fairy for those of you who picked this one. All right, let's go with this last deck. Move it around, give it a little knock, and now let's set the intention. Please give us guidance, advice, and insight into our week. And we ask for the beginning of the week, the middle of the week, and the end of the week in love, in light, for our highest good. And so it is. All right. Let's see the beginning of the week. Oh, one card. The middle of the week. 3 cards. Let's put them down here, and then we can create this so everything fits. And now the end of the week. 2 cards. Perfect. All right, let's begin with the beginning of the week. See what we have in store and who answers for us. The Six of Pentacles. All right, this we are in the Earth element right now. That Pentacles, right, and also the Six of Pentacles. That it is a card of giving and receiving, right? Usually. So, what does it tell us about the energy that we have at the beginning of the week coming in? So it's an energy about balance. It's all about being balanced, and the universe has that law of balance, right? Remembering, in a way, not only that karma of what we give out is what we'll receive, but that everything needs to be balanced. So, things to remember at the beginning of the week is for you to balance what's important in your life, balance the different areas in a way that is healthy for you. Remember that the universe will always try to create balance one way or another. So, if all your energy is going into one place and you're neglecting something else that it's important in your life, well, you know what's going to happen, right? Sometimes we do not know what we have until we lose it. So be balanced. Put your energy into every part of your life that's important. Being healthy is not to orbit around only one thing, but it is to have a full life. So these Six of Pentacles at the beginning of the week is asking you for balance. And it's also asking you, where have you not been balanced lately that you could try to be more balanced then? Now, let's look at the middle of the week, and we have the Six of Cups, the Ten of Cups, and the Four of Cups. So here we have a lot of emotions, right? Raising the middle of this week is all about emotions. Now, it is not in a bad way, but is telling us something interesting, these three cards, that we're still under the six, but here the energy of the six changes more into th- thinking more, how are you making sure that that you're paying attention to everything that's important in your life, right? So here we were talking about balance, but here is about recognizing the blessings that we have, the blessings that are coming from the past, as well as the blessings that are coming in the future for us, right? Remembering not to ignore anything that we consider a blessing at this time, right? So, very important, both at the beginning of the week and at the middle of the week, is about not only being balanced, but really making sure we're not like neglecting anything that's important, right? And inside of this, it's not only about relationships, friendships, your work, your hobbies, anything that makes that whole life. It's also not to neglect yourself, taking care of yourself, right? People even from your past, or connections that you have on your past that you've been neglecting, perhaps it's time to like reach out and say hello, right? And really making sure that you are aware of the blessings that you have at this time. So, very important this week, be balanced and do not be neglectful. Remember the blessings that you have. Remember to reach out or be there for someone in your past that you have not been, but do not neglect any of the important areas of your life. Both at the beginning and at the middle of the week, we're reminded of that. Now, what does it tell us towards the end of the week? And we have the Eight of Swords and the Five of Swords. So here, change of energy completely. We started with the earth element, then we have the water element, and here, sorry, let me just put them again. So we have the Eight of Swords and the Five of Swords. So we have that air element. Now, what is this telling us about the energies that are coming towards the weekend, right? And the weekend seems to be more about that types of conversations that we are having, right? So there is an energy around that could lead to misunderstandings, or even not only to misunderstandings, but the way you are interpreting things or the way things are being interpreted that brings up arguments or discussions. So important during the weekend to make sure that first your thoughts are grounded. So do not spiral out of control. Do not let a thought just bring you down the rabbit hole. Catch your thoughts, right? Stay grounded. And if you feel that there is a thought that's coming in that's telling you something negative about somebody, about any situation, stop yourself, ground yourself with a grounding exercise, and then challenge that thought. Is that a fact? Do you have proof of that? Or that may be that anything is influencing those thoughts, right? So watch out for any unnecessary arguments, unnecessary fights that really come out of a misunderstanding or allowing those thoughts to spiral. So ground yourself, make sure that there is good understanding, right? And do not engage in arguments or fights that really are not worth it. All right, let's recap. The beginning of the week, as well as the middle of the week, calls for balance and for not neglecting anything. Is about knowing that your life cannot be orbiting around one thing only or one person only, right? It is about having a whole life, remembering all the blessings that you have in your life, even the people, the circumstances that have touched your life in the past or even before this week. Remembering not to neglect anything, any part of your life, and not to neglect yourself, to make sure that your self-care is also a priority. Towards the weekend is about really challenging any negative thoughts that, or even making sure that communication is clear and concise. So we do not enter into unnecessary arguments. All right. So challenge those thoughts as well as make sure that you communicate clearly and you explain yourself the best you can and avoid unnecessary arguments because it's just a passing energy. All right, I hope you enjoyed your reading. Please give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share this video. There may be someone who needs to hear it. And remember, this is a general reading for the collective. Take what resonates, let go of the rest. And if you would like to go more in depth in a tarot reading or a tarot session, I am a board certified coach and board certified holistic energy practitioner, right? With a master's degree in psychology and more than 30 years experience reading tarot. So I bring all of that into our sessions so I can accompany you through whatever you're going through with my cards and those coaching techniques as well. So you can find clarity and support in whatever you're dealing with. And my live sessions can be a quick check-in of 15 minutes, the sweet spot at 30 minutes, or an in-depth session at 1 hour. And we can do them by video call, phone call, or even chat. And if you prefer, I also offer pre-recorded readings. They can be audio or video, and they get sent directly to your inbox. So just reach out if you have any questions, or you can book directly or buy your pre-recorded reading through my website or my Gumroad storefront, and the links will be in the description. Then please subscribe to the channel, get those notifications, because we have almost a video every day of the week. So today, Sunday, we had the weekly energy forecast, but tomorrow we have work and career tarot. So we'll look at what are the energies around your work and career and what's the advice from Spirit for you to move forward. All right, so I will see you tomorrow. You have a lovely rest of your day. Be kind and gentle to yourself and to each other. And brightest blessings your way. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. Bye-bye.